Alright, welcome back on my YouTube channel. It seems like you really like tutorials on YouTube from me, so I decided to record another tutorial for you because I'm a generous person and generous producer. Today I'm bringing you a sound that I think might change drum and bass scene, drum and bass sound forever. So it's actually a track. This sound is actually a sound from a track called Irresistible. It's released on a Sinful Maze. It's already out for like, I don't know, 3 or 4 months. But I found this lead to be really groundbreaking in my music. And I introduced this sound in a recent remix of a bootleg and other songs. But in this song is the main sound, and it's actually going through the whole song. And I decided to build around this sound. So just by like listening to this sound, you can kind of understand. It's a bit loud, so I need to go a bit down with the volume. Just by listening to this sound on the own, you can like realize it's something different than you hear in the music. So yeah, it's pretty crazy, it's a pretty random one. And I think this randomness, this craziness, kind of like, you know, like really just like random generating nodes, but which are in a, you know, in a key. This sounds pretty interesting, right? So how I achieve this randomness going, you know, from your left ear to your right ear, you know, still being in one key. It's pretty simple. When I like just I was doing some, you know, experimenting with the serum, I just found that this lead is called spacer. So without all the processing, without all the shit that is going on here, right? So I'm gonna leave the reverb automation because it's just like the reverb tail, and I'm gonna shut down the arpeggiator so you can have like an idea like how it sounds without the arpeggiator. So this is the sound that is playing from the serum. Oh shit, what is up? So it's a serum, kind of a plug. It's called spacer. And without the open, like this open stuff, right? So all in all, it's just like a plug. I'm not sure why it's playing the aftertail of this sound, but when I open it, you can get this like aftertail kind of, but it's just a lead, right? Now there's just some processing in it, which is distortion, bit of a compression in a serum. But the main thing with all of these plucky sounds you can create in a serum is to use a arpeggiator. And I use arpeggiator to create this kind of a random generating stuff with this lead. So when you are playing with the arpeggiator, what you can set here, you can set the rate of your the arp going, right? So I just put some random nodes here, which are going like this. So you can kind of go with the arpeggiator with the rate here. And that's what I basically did here. But there is one kind of a thing you can do with the arpeggiator, and that is to change the sync to free rate. So now you can have like a full control of the rate that you are, you know, playing with. And as you can see, I did a bit of I don't know, magic stuff here with my mouse. It's just the automation to fit to the overall melody. And when you play with the arpeggiator, when you play with this rate button, and you just free the rate with any plug you basically use in in a serum or whatever VST, you can get this kind of a processing, right? So it's going from the fast kind of a pace to kind of like a slower pace here and back and forth. So this was kind of like a main idea of this lead, to go like crazy, you know, and random. Of course, there's the thing that the lead doesn't sound really nice. It's just, you know, not really fitting, and I want it to be more like from space. And when you want sounds more from space, or you know, some different texture, you can always use vocoder. You need to be just really careful with the vocoder, because the processing of the vocoder is really like heavy. So what I usually do with the vocoder, I go to modulator setting. So when you are in a noise setting, you basically just, you know, converting your sound to kind of like a noise kind of thing. You don't want that because it sounds like shit. So we want to go with the modulation, and what the modulator kind of a thing is doing, it's converting your sound to more like a watery sound. So it sounds like more it's underwater. Another thing you can do is to change bands. So when you change like 4 bands, you're kind of like processing the sound in only like 4 bands. But when you go to 40, your sound, like every piece of the sound is just divided by to 40 bands. That way it sounds more like it's underwater. Then you can add depth. Why I'm saying it's underwater, because there is like a depth. So when I want to go with the depth, you know, like really deep with the sound, I go 200%, which I did here, and just added a little bit of release, so the sound is not just really short. So all in all, with these all settings that I showed you, also if you want to go from the mono to left and the right, also you can do like a stereo setting, but I like the left and right setting on a vocoder, because why not? It's more wider. All in all, the vocoder just changed the classic kind of a not that great sounding sound to really fitting to a song. It's more like underwater, you know, there is that. The tail is doing like something more. But I wasn't satisfied with this sound till I added Saturn. So when you have a lead sound or bass, I do not recommend using this on a bass. But if you want, use a Saturn and use this preset called saturator and color. It's in saturation, right? So you want to go with the saturator, saturation and color. That way, you know, the sound gets more pronounced. It's more saturated. There's kind of like a more color to the lead, and I just decided to add a bit of erosion. So what the erosion is doing, you can create 3 kind of things with the erosion. You can create a noise to your sound. You can create a white noise. So white noise means that it's on the left and the right ear, so it's stereo. And the third thing is that you can add a sine, and the sine is kind of like, it's really hard to explain, but you can add like additional frequencies to your sound. You can hear that I can add like really like high frequencies to the sound, so that's why I decided to go with the erosion somewhere around here, just to add a bit of a high end to the sound. Yeah, that's basically the lead of this song, just followed by the really, really simple drums, which are just, I mean, really simple, so I can show them. so you can understand like what is going on here. Of course, it's without sidechain. So with the sidechain, there is no clashing with the heads. But all in all, together with the really poppy vocals and really nice introduction, you can get pretty futuristic track, which I think is a lead for the next generation of drum and bass. I think I will use this sound a lot more in my upcoming tracks, because, you know, it's something different, it's mine. It's actually kind of like a pattern that I developed by just trying to find new sounds in a serum, and I think using this arpeggiator kind of a thing with your leads, creating this random generating effect can be, you know, pretty futuristic. So thank you so much. This is the Irresistible. You can find it on a Sinful Maze, and yeah, let's just listen to it for the immersion, right?
There's something about you, make my soul delight. Now
Alright guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this tutorial, and see you in the next one. Peace.